Well, hey guys, thanks for joining me. Today we are on Lake Badin out in, I honestly, I don't know where I am. I don't know what the name of the town is, but we're in the Uwharrie National Forest, if that gives you any indication. This is my first time out here on this boat ramp, and I will be competing in the QCKBF tournament event number 3 called the Yadkin Yolo. Now, you might ask, what is a Yadkin Yolo? It is a fishing tournament event that takes place. It is any public launch on the Yadkin River Chain, which includes Tuckertown Reservoir, High Rock Lake, Lake Badin, and Lake Tillery. So, I'm out here at this lake. Again, I've not only never been on this launch. Wow, there's fish jumping all over the place. I've never been on this launch. This lake or this launch, so this is a totally new experience for me. So hopefully we can make a showing of it. Let's get to it.
Well, I ain't got no money.
Well, he ain't got no money.
And a slap run out of beans.
And a slap run out of beans.
And the kids are getting hungry.
And the kids are getting hungry.
I can tell you what that means.
I can tell you what that means.
River rats.
River rats.
And cool stew.
And cool stew.
Baby, that's what I'm cooking you.
What I'm cooking you.
River rats.
I wasn't even paying attention. On the board. Thank God. All right, guys, 14 and a half. First fish of the day, and I am an hour and a half in. I'm actually lucky that I caught that fish at all because I wasn't even paying attention when he bit. So thankful for my 14 and a half inch fish. Let's get him back in the water. Right at the boat. Well, guys, landed this one, 11 and a half, not big enough. It kind of makes me upset because I just lost one that, like, the prior cast that would have been big enough to measure, but it's how it goes sometimes. Let's get him back in the water. guys, 15 and a quarter. 15 and a quarter, second fish of the day. 2 more, and that's my limit. All right, guys. The bites have been few and far between, but here's my second one. Let's get him back in the water. You got to be kidding me. Unbelievable.
You okay?
My heart broke. Well, guys, midday update. Pretty much is always the story of pretty much of every tournament that I do. Things are not going well. Currently have 2 fish on the board. One is a 14, one is a 15. Also got another one that was too small to score. And then here's the real kicker. Is I had 2 that were definitely big enough to score. Lost them both at the boat. And this is not just one of those metaphor things where I say, oh, it was so big. And I'm not saying it was the biggest fish in the world. It truly wasn't, but they were definitely both scoreable. And it's not like, oh, I got a bite and I missed it. No, it was at the boat, and it was just my poor landing skills. Yeah, the one it just threw the hook, and there was nothing I could do about it. The other one, I should have had it in the boat, and it just flopped all over my net and everywhere but the net. So that's where we stand. This was an unusual tournament in that I actually did some pre-fishing for this tournament. I actually earlier this week put in on High Rock Lake. And let me show you the highlights of that video.
Well, I ain't got no money.
We ain't got no money.
And a slap run out of beans.
And slap run out of beans.
And the kids are getting hungry.
And the kids are getting hungry.
I can tell you what that means.
I can tell you what that means.
River rats
River rats
and cool stew.
and cool stew.
Baby, that's
Baby, that's
what I'm cooking you.
what I'm cooking you.
River rats
River rats
and cool stew.
and cool stew.
Baby, that's
Baby, that's
what I'm cooking you.
what I'm cooking you.
So, obviously that was my highlights, which would also explain why I'm on Badin. I was out there. I spent 7 hours on the water and didn't get a single bite. But I did get a lot of bobbers though. So that was if there's one good thing to come out of it, it was the bobbers situation. But that's where we stand. I'm still gonna fish this thing out. It's sun's coming out. It's kind of getting pretty nice. It was raining earlier. Yeah, I'm just mad at myself for not being able to land those 2, but hey, it is what it is. So I think I'm out of it. It wouldn't have put me in the runnings for anything, but I still would have liked to have had a limit though at this time. But oh well, it is what it is. I'm gonna get back to fishing. Got roughly 3 hours left, and let me get back to it. Oh, you got to be me. And now it's time for tackle roundup. Now, obviously, I'm doing this after the fact. I found that it's hard for me to do tackle roundup when I'm in a tournament situation because my head's just not in the game. So I'm doing this after the fact. But what I lost that fish on was this. It is a Roboworm 6-inch straight tail, and the color is Morning Dawn Chartreuse. And let me show you. You can buy these pretty much anywhere. I really like the Roboworm, that Morning Dawn, but this one has like a little thing. Look at that. It's got the little yellow, so you don't have to dip the tail anymore. Look at that. How cool that is. And it says it's Morning Dawn, but it seems to have like some other colorations to it. It doesn't seem like the normal Morning Dawn. But I really like that color. I just happened to see it when I was at Academy. And so I bought some. And that's what I've used. I was using a Wacky rig earlier in the day. And then I was using a shaky head. That bite just I don't know. Like as soon as the sun came out, that bite just completely died. So I switched over to that Roboworm on a drop shot, and I was having to use a weedless hook because I was fishing it. I was literally casting it into the grass. And if you didn't have a weedless hook on it, it would have been impossible to fish. So that's what I was doing, is fishing a Roboworm Morning Dawn Chartreuse drop shot. And that concludes today's tackle roundup. All right, 12 3/4. All right, gonna get this little guy back in the water. All right, guys, 1 hour remaining. Still only have the 3 fish. So we'll have to see what happens. 1 more hour to round 1 more up. Let's see if we can do it. I don't think this is anywhere close to being scoreable. No. "11 inches, no good." 11 and a half. All right, guys, 3 o'clock. Lines out. Oh my God. These tournaments, man, they're gonna be the death of me. Only ended up with 3 fish. There at the very end, you know, I said we had an hour to go. I only needed 1. I caught 2. But I guess I should have specified that I needed something bigger than 12 inches because I caught 2 12-inchers in the last hour. Oh, man. I'm telling you, man, if this weren't a tournament day, I would say that I had a great time out here. I had a lot of fun, but because it was a tournament, I'm miserable. Had no shortage of bites all day. I just am beating myself up over the fact that I had the fish to at least get a limit, and just couldn't get them in the boat. I don't know what the heck was going on, but I just had some very, very bad luck today with the getting them in the boat. Just very, very discouraging in that. But I mean, no shortage of bites out here. Got plenty of bites, just couldn't get them in the boat. Could not capitalize. So I'm gonna go be bitter for a little bit, but this is a really cool place. I would like to come out here. It's a little bit early. I'd like to come out here like a little bit like later in the spring, early summer, and do some topwater around the grass. I mean, because there's so much grass everywhere. That would be a really good time to hit the topwater here. That's one of the fatal flaws. One of my mistakes that I made this morning was I tried to make topwater happen. I had some short strikes on a pop-R, and that led me astray. So I spent too much time trying to force a topwater bite that just wasn't happening. But I encourage you to check this place out. It's super cool. It's all natural area, no docks, which you guys know I hate fishing docks, so it's very, very fun. The boat traffic was minimal, except I guess there was a boat tournament. That's another thing. I don't still understand bass boat guys. You know, it's like they're just fishing on top of me all day long. I can't go anywhere. You know, it's the thing. I'm in a kayak. I'm very limited as to where I can go. And man, just fishing on top of me. You know, they were in a tournament, which don't get me wrong, but so am I. You know, your tournament doesn't get precedence, but I don't know. That's just me grumbling. But anyways, if you'd like to know anything about the lures or the launch or anything that I did today, you can look down into the description box. I'm going to put some additional information down there. But while you're there, be sure to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. The channel is updated every week with new fishing content and new fishing adventures. So I'll be seeing you next week. This is Josh, and this is Abide Fishing. Did you see that? Those birds flew over, about did a Badin on me. About pooped all over me. Yeah.